Hello guys, welcome to today's lecture. Today we're going to continue to talk about the mean and the median. If you look at this table, we have class frequency. So we're going to be looking at how to find the mean and median of classes with frequencies. To use TI-84 plus, and of course to solve this problem, we have to have a variable called x. Remember, the last time we did this, we had x and we had frequency. So in this particular case, we cannot use class as x. We already have frequency. So what we need to do is to add a column called midpoint. And it's going to be our x. Okay? So how do we find the midpoint? We look at the class, the interval. We have the lower boundary and the upper boundary for each class. So what we are going to do is to find the midpoint by adding the two consecutive lower bounds, 0 plus 20, that's 20, then divided by 2, then you get a 10. Now remember, most people will just add the two bounds, 0 plus 19, and divide by 2 to get the midpoint. But in this case, we're just adding the two consecutive lower bounds or limits and divide by 2 to get the midpoint. So 0 plus 20 is 20 divided by 2, that's a 10. So to find the next midpoint, we're going to add 20 plus 40, that's 60, divided by 2, that gives you a 30. Next, we add 40 plus 60, that's 100, divided by 2, that gives you 50. Now we have a pattern. This is going up by 20, so the next should be 70, followed by 90, and then we have 110. So when you do the first two or first three, you now see a pattern, then you can now continue to add a particular number. Okay, so now we're going to use these two columns, the frequency column and the midpoint column, for our TI-84. So we're going to go there, go to start, enter. So you can see that the frequencies are in L1 and L2 should contain a midpoint. And they are 10, 30, 50, enter 70, enter 90, enter, then 110, enter. So you can see we have entered the numbers in the lists. Again, L1 is the frequency and L2 is the midpoint. So again, to compute the mean and the median, we're going to go back to start, go to calc. We're still dealing with one variable statistics, so we enter. Now you can see our lists, which is our x, is in L2. So we need to change this. Second number 2 gives us L2. And then our frequency is actually in L1. So second number 1, that's in L1. Okay, so you can actually put your numbers in any list and tell the calculator where you put them. So we have done that. So we'll now go to calculate the mean and the median. So you can see again the very first output is x bar, which is our mean. So I'm going to write it right here. Our mean is 51.02 in 2 decimal places. And then we're going to scroll down to find our median. Scroll down to find our median, MED. Here it is, 50. Our median is 50. Okay, so that is how we find the mean and median when we have class intervals or classes. Okay, so next time we are going to look at the mean and median and see when to use which. Until then, have a very wonderful day.